Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another solo board game playthrough. Today we're going to be playing our first playthrough of Shallow Sea, Great Barrier Reef. This is the newest game from Bad Comet. We feature some Bad Comet games on the channel in the past year. The last two releases, Life of the Amazonia and Wondrous Creatures. I liked Wondrous Creatures so much that I went ahead and backed this game. And then I obviously picked that one up and Life of the Amazonia in retail. But this is definitely a publisher I'm really on the lookout for. I think they just do such a good design with their wooden pieces. And so this game is a very, very different way to the previous two games I mentioned. Not to say that it's an easy game by any means, but it's a much more simple game to kind of grasp. If you guys are familiar with Cascadia, Calico, Verdant, it's kind of in that vein. And the solo mode also kind of shares some of that DNA where we're set up with some scenarios. So I'll kind of get into how the game plays, kind of talk about some of the elements on the board, and then we'll just go from there. So ultimately, we're going to be drafting a fish and a tile. There are two types of tiles. There are the coral tiles, which are going to be tiles that are looking for fish of the same color or the color around the border of the tile. Once we place fish adjacent to those different colors, then the tile flips over, and this will give us points at the end of the game. And then the sea life tiles are going to be some objective scoring tiles. So if you've played Calico, think about kind of the three objectives you have that are placed on the board. These are kind of that way, but you're kind of free form putting them on the board. And they're going to give us some scoring at the end of the game. And then if we can complete the objective on the tile, we'll be able to flip it over and get even more points. We also have a couple kind of global objectives. We have an orange and a blue ecosystem card, which are here. I'll get into those in a bit. And then finally we have these seashells. We start the game with 3 or 2, and we have a total of 5 we can have throughout the game. These are the nature tokens, or whatever they're called, from Cascadia. They let you break a couple rules when you're drafting, but they also let you move your fish around. So it's pretty obvious that these tiles will fit on these spots here, but all the bubbles are where fish go. So it'll make some sense as we play. Specific to the solo mode, we add this lionfish card. And what this guy does is that whenever we need to use the effect of a seashell but do not have one, we can optionally take a fish from the fish bag and place it on here. The first two are free, and then any subsequent fish we place on there is going to be -2 for the end of the game. That will take our score down. So, like I said, the game plays very similarly to those games I mentioned before, and there are scenarios. So we're going to be playing scenario 6 from the base game. The base game comes with 15 scenarios. The scenario layout is that there's all these sea life tiles. They're going to tell us what 10 that we're going to use. And you can see here we're doing scenario number 6. Those are the 10 we're using. It tells us which orange ecosystem and blue ecosystem card we're using. And then some of the challenges will tell us an additional objective. So for challenge number 6 or scenario 6, we have to complete 4 plus different sea life tiles within the 12 outer spaces of our ocean. So the 12 outer spaces are going to be this. A completed sea life is going to be one that we've completed the objective on and is flipped over. An incomplete one is still this way. That is true for the coral. And a fish is incomplete if it's not on a coral. So if it's just hanging out on the bubble, it's incomplete. We can go over real quickly the ecosystem cards. So again, these are kind of global scoring cards. The coral duo is going to score us 3 points at the end of the game for every pair of matching coral colors we have. And borders of diversity are going to give us 2 points for each different completed tile on the outer 12. So 4 of those need to be sea life cards. We're going to have to really play around with some of that. Before we get started, we're going to draft one of these and then we'll refill it and move on. So I think I'm going to go ahead, and we want different stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this tile. This is going to want us to have wherever this is placed. So if it's placed here, for example, it's looking at these 3 being the objective. So it's going to look for having 3 different coral colors. So we have 3 different coral colors here. Of course, these can be rotated, and of course I'm going to rotate and place it right there. And then we'll refill. And we'll get started. We're going to play, we're going to take turns drafting a fish and a tile, and we're going to do that until there are 4 empty spaces left, and that's how the end of the game is triggered. So once we get to that, the end game is over. We'll count up points, and we'll go from there. Now, these work, like I mentioned, similar to Cascadia. You can spend 1 to wipe out all of the fish or wipe out all of the coral tiles and then replace them before drafting. If any time there are 4 or more of the same fish or the 4 or more same color coral, we can also wipe those for free. We can also spend one of the coral tile or one of the seashells to take a fish and a tile that aren't together. So we can take ones that aren't on the same column. And finally, we can spend 2 of them to move a fish when it's placed somewhere and move it to a different bubble on our map. So you guys will see that. And that's where I think this game really differs from those other ones that I mentioned before, that you can combo some pretty cool stuff. And you'll really get to see that here when we get the game going. So let's go ahead and we're going to take this clownfish here. We're going to take this. And I'm going to go ahead and place this like, I think I want to place this like so. We're going to plop that guy right there. And as soon as we get a purple fish there, this will flip over and it'll be complete. So now we'll just replenish from the big bag of tiles, the coral tiles, and the fish. The fish, there are 9 of each fish type. There are 4 fish types. There are 9 of each fish in the bag for a single player game. And then it scales by player count. So that way there's a good distribution and you're not getting stuck with the same colors over and over again, depending on the player count. Especially because we're the only ones drafting anything. Unlike some of those games I mentioned before that have something that's drafting off already from us. Okay. So I think what we want to kind of do is try to get some of these to match up in a variety of ways. So I think the thing we're going to do next, which this kind of wasn't a great spot to put this in, but it's fine. I think maybe we want to take this. I want to try that one. Place this here. Place that there. And refill. Perfect. And I should be able to get something interesting here. So this actually works out really well. So we're going to take this and we're going to take this. I'm going to place this like so, and we're going to place this here. Now that we've done this, we've got this coral that's surrounded by the 3 different fish that it wants. So we're going to flip this over. This has to be done by the end of our turn. When we flip a coral over, we get a seashell. And then one of the fish around the edge have to move into that coral. It doesn't have to be the one of the same color. So we're going to move that fish into there. You can complete multiple tiles on the same turn. This is where a lot of the combos come in because you can complete tiles, move stuff around, things like that. And when you complete stuff, you got to be cognizant of what you're completing. So for example, if we completed this and put that there, we've missed out on this one for later. So this is where this is really important that we're moving the yellow fish into there because we get to keep the red fish for that one and the red fish for that one. And again, we get a tile there for that. So yeah, that's going to be our go. Refill here. I need to look at some objectives that I want to start grabbing because again I need to get those on the border here. So the objectives we have are going to look for, these 2 are the same. They're going to look for different color fish or different types of fish, 4 different types of fish in those 2 directions. So if we're going to place it like this, those could all be different fish and this could be a different fish and that would suffice, which might be actually what I go for. So I've got to figure that out because I can get a purple there, so I have to get a green there. This one is the opposite of this, where the 3 need to be the same. That's the same one, and then this one's looking for different coral, which could work because we already got 3 coral there, so that actually could be a good option too, which I think I'm going to go for actually. We're going to take this one and this one, so it's going to look for 4 different coral in those 2 directions. We're going to place this purple guy right there, boom. This one's going to get complete, so this flips, and we'll go ahead and get this guy moved in here, and we'll take this. And we'll replenish. Depending on player count as well, the sea life tiles scale. So there's going to be 2 for a 1 and 2 player game, 3 for a 3 player game, and 4 for a 4 player game. Okay, that looks for 4 fish of the same type, which we're not going to be doing over here. One thing I didn't mention, but I think it's probably obvious, is as you place tiles, you have to place more of the rest of them adjacent to what you've placed out already. So. And you've got to place a fish adjacent to a tile of yours. So you can't just place things all willy-nilly. So I need a green coral here. So I think we take this one. We go here. And I think we'll place it like this. I think that's fine. We're going to place this guy here like that. And we'll end our go. So what I really need is get something over here as well. Oh, that would have been good if it was flipped, because then I could have gotten a yellow there and timed that up. Again, I need a lot of stuff on my edges. And adjacencies are across here. So when you place a tile, the tile here would be adjacent to all 8 around it. So adjacencies are just next to it in any direction. Okay, we need different types of coral, and then I can take different types of fish. So this is what I think we're going to do. I think we're going to take this. No. We're going to take this and this. Okay. We're going to place this down here. We're going to place this here. This has been completed. So now that we've completed this, we're going to flip this. We're going to go ahead and move in this guy. Okay. That gets us a seashell. Before we complete this tile, because we can do this anytime on our turn, we're going to spend 2 to move one of our fish, and we're going to move this fish here. This one gets completed because now we've completed that objective, which flips that little hermit crab over. Yep, 3 different coral. Gets us another seashell back. And that'll be our turn. So, yeah. And as you can see, this can get really crazy with some of the combos. Okay. I'm looking for 3 of the same kind. So if I get 2 yellows here, I can plop this like so and get some 2 yellows there to get 3 of the same kind. There's a yellow there, so that wouldn't be a bad option. We do need a green, however, I've got a green from there. I'd rather take a purple. So I'm going to spend 1 to take... Oh, no, I don't have to do that. I can take this and this, it's the same one. We're going to place this here. It's going to look for, so I need to get those 2 to be yellow. We're going to place this guy there. It's going to complete that. Oh, but I can't complete this one. Oh, this is, hold on, this is what I'm going to do. Mulligan. We're going to place this here. We're going to spend 2 to move our green friend here. Then we're going to complete this objective, so this flips. We get a seashell back, boom. This completes because now we have 4 different types here. So this completes, gets us another seashell. We'll spend 2 seashells to move our fish here. This one completes. And we're going to move in, I think, we're going to move that guy in. I need another yellow, yeah. So we're going to move that guy in, which gets us another one of those. So again, you can kind of see how the combos work, that we really just be able to play with a lot of chaining those things. So, and I think that's really, like I said, what really differentiates this from those other games is that, like, you can do some pretty crazy stuff. And, like, we completed a bunch of stuff that turn. Okay. This here. So I'm going to take this and this because, again, I need another yellow. I'm going to place this like this. I think this will go here. We'll spend 2. This guy will go here. We'll complete this one. And I need another yellow eventually, so we'll put that there because I'll place there and maybe it'll work with that. And then we'll get another seashell back. We'll refresh. Trying to find something in there. Okay. So I'm going to spend 1 to wipe these. We'll take these off to the side, replenish, and then put them back in the bag and shuffle the bag up really well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So we did get a yellow. I'll go ahead and grab this yellow. We want to place this like so. Get that guy there. Perfect. We'll refill. Okay. So we're going to need to figure out another objective, and we can get the same objective, so that's not a big deal, but at the end of the game, we do score more points. We score points for every different sea life that we get, so I'm going to look for a different objective to kind of go for, just to diversify my... Oh, and I think, does this say 4 different sea life? So I do need a 4th different one to complete the objective of the particular scenario. So we've got this guy here who's going to get completed when we get another one of these. This one's completed for having the 4 different ones. This one's completed from 3 different coral. This is looking for 4 different fish. So this could be a good one because we could place that here, and we could place it here, and then get either one of the things. Oh, I can't place it there quite yet. We could come back to that one. I think we can make it work. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this. We're going to place this here. We're going to place this here. This one completes, so it flips. He goes in there. We get this. This completes because we have 3 of the same coral. Get that there. That'll be our turn. Refill. refill there. I think we'll take this, well, and this one. We'll take these two here. This will go here. This will go here. So I could spend 2 to move this guy somewhere else, but then I got to get him over here. So that's, oh, I took the, they were the same objective, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's the same. These are the same objectives. So it doesn't really matter which one I grabbed. Okay. Oh, wrong tile. This is the one thing I do get mixed up on sometimes, is grabbing the wrong tiles. There goes there. That goes there. Okay. Okay, so I need a different fish here, so I need to get this guy here. This guy's got to move. So what's the best way to eliminate him? We could do this to take this, this, and this. This will go here. This will go here. This tile completes. He moves in here. We'll get a seashell. Did I spend the seashell for that one? I don't know that I did, so I'll take it off just in case. We don't get extra points at the end of the game, so it's not a big deal. I'll spend the, oh, hold on, we'll do that last. Okay, hold on. This one's like same fish. Oh, yeah, let's take this. We're going to take this, we're going to take this. This will go here. This will go here. This completes, so this flips. Move this guy in here, gets us a seashell. This one completes, we have 4 different fish in this column, or in this row. Whoops, get another seashell. And then this one, looking for, in this row, looking for 2 of the same fish in either direction. So we're going to score this one as well, because there's 2 fish there of the same type, and that's going to get us another seashell. I think we're in a good spot. I think we're in a really good spot here. Okay, so that's going to go there. That's looking for 3 of the same kind. Oh, that would have been really good here. Yeah, that would have been a really good objective for here because we would have gotten that. I could place it here and get another yellow built here. Can I make that work? But there's no yellows on board. Okay, so let's spend this and we'll remove these again. I need another green as well so I can maximize that score. So I got to think about that. There's a yellow we can play with there. But I do need a green at some point. I should have grabbed that before refreshing, but it's fine. So we're going to take this. Whoops. And I guess we're taking... no, we'll spend 1 to take this and take this. Place this here. Place this here. Spend our 2. Purple gets moved here. This gets completed. And we'll move him in. Take that right there. That goes there. I need another green. I need another green to... score this because it's only going to get, and I need another purple done. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 3 turns left and the game is over, so it's pretty quick. So what was the thing I wanted? I wanted this one because this gets me, this is the same fish. This is what I wanted because this gets me 3 of the same coral type. So if I take that one, I also need to take something I can score with, and I need a purple. So this purple has 2 purples and a yellow. This one has 2 purples and a red. If I take this one, I can draft one of the purples and then spend... Oh, yeah, okay. We've got some options here. So we're going to take these. I'll place this here. This guy is going to go... If I want this tile for next turn, this guy is going to go there. And then this scores, which gets me another one of these. Place that out. Okay. We're going to take this tile and this fish. Oh, I goofed that up. Because I should... No, that works. That's fine. This will go here. This will go here. This scores. Hang out in there. We'll get that. Okay. And this is our last turn of the game. That goes there. That goes there. Okay, so we can, let's do this. Let's spend 1 to wipe these again. I'm going to look for a green coral, and if we get one that's fairly cheap to complete, we should be able to, we'll see what we can do with it. Oh, there's a bunch of purple. Not really what I was hoping for. Okay. Can I complete any of these? I have no yellow fish of free, so I can't do this one. I'll probably do this one just to get the points. So let's spend this to take this and this. Or no, yeah. And then I'll spend my last 2 to move this guy over to here, and we'll complete this one. He'll move in, that gets us a seashell, and that's the game. Game is over. So we managed to not have to put any things here. I probably could have if I wanted to. So we're going to go into final scoring, and I'll go over all that. There's a lot of points. So this is me playing one of the scenarios before. So this is scenario number 6, and we're going to score for coral duo. So it's going to be 3 points for every pair of colors. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 10 points for that. I'm sorry, 15 points for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so 15 points. This is going to be 2 points for each different kind of thing on the edge. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because there's 2 purples, so we only want that. So 9 times 2 is 18. That's going to make us have 33. Then we're going to score across each of the rows. So row number 1, we have 9 points for this guy, 5 and 7. So that's going to be a total of 21. We have 7, 7, 7, and 8. So it's going to be 29. We have 7, 7, and 7. So it's 21. We have 5, 5, 5, and 15 or 10. So it's going to be 25. We have 5, 7, 5, and 7, which is going to be 24. So that's 100, and then that's 10, 11, 20. So that's 120, right? 10, 11, 16, 20, and then 20 plus 20 times 5, so 120. Finally, we're going to get 2 points for every different sea life. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of completed ones. So 12 points for that. Then we're going to get 1 point for every incomplete fish, so a fish on a bubble, for each completed coral around it. So this fish, so we'll just start from the top here, and we'll go, this guy gets 1 point, because he has 1 here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 points there. So that's going to total us, we have 33 and 22, making 55. We have 175. Is our total score, and our target score was 165. So we did really well there. So that's a quick playthrough of it's 165. So that's a quick playthrough of Shallow Sea. Again, very, very simple game, very cool game. The really nice thing is because we're doing the trays, or we're doing so many tiles, that they come with these trays that you can lay everything out in. So if you get the base game, the trays won't be full. If you get the expansion, you'll be able to complete. It'll come with a 3rd tray, and then everything will be full. And there's 42 total different scoring objectives. There are certain parameters that are allowed, like you can only have so many A tiles, B tiles, etc. But that is part of the thing. So quick playthrough there, just under 25 minutes. We're going to come back with this in a few days, but the expansion, the nesting season expansion has little baby turtles. We also have a mini expansion that involves like a whale shark and something I haven't played with yet, but I've been really enjoying this so far. I think I have suffered a little bit of AP from playing this, just because you just have a lot of options here. And I think it's reasonable to, you're going to score a lot of these. If you can't, because of how you built yourself up, these aren't a complete waste. Like if we had done this, and I had placed this for here, for example, I could have placed that there. Maybe I didn't have a better option, and this would have scored me 4 points, because it would have scored me 2 points for each of the same fish I have here, and you just pick the one that is going to yield you the most. So I could technically, I guess, do it for yellow, but yellow only scored me 2, where I picked purple, it'd score me 4. So here, if I did the same thing, it would just give me 2 points because they're all the same. So that's the nice thing about those, is that when you take the objective, if you don't complete it, it's not like you're out. You're going to at least score something from it, which is really nice. You don't score anything for the seashells, so you have to use them, unlike Cascadia, where you do get points for saving them. I haven't found this to be as problematic for my score yet, so maybe some of the harder scenarios, this will come in handy, being able to move stuff around. But you are restrictive, but the fact is like you're kind of not, because you're like getting these seashells just given to you constantly by doing these combos. And I think that's really, like I said, the really cool part about this game that I think really differentiates from the other two or other three games that I mentioned before, is that you're spending these seashells, moving a fish, completing something, getting a seashell back, that completes something else, get a seashell back, move those, move a fish elsewhere. And really, if we wanted to keep it moving and we'd have seashells, we could use this as a solo player. So you really have more liberty to really hit some of those combos. There's a good number of these cards as well. I think 7 in the base game, and then I've got some more from the expansion, so 7 of each of these, so we've got a good variety there. So yeah, that's Shallow Sea. That is the newest game from Bad Comet. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, we'll be coming back soon with the playthrough of the expansion. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.